All right, guys. So we're going to talk a little bit about exemptions, some of which you may know. Homeowner's exemption is the most common. If it's a primary residence, you can obviously file for that. But Nico, what are some of the other exemptions that we'll see on properties?
Aside from homeowner, you've got a lot of senior in Cook County. The senior exemption and senior freeze, which are two different things, come into play. Then there's also veterans and disabled persons. Few other ones that you can reference at the Cook County Assessor's website. There's a special tab if you just go to Cook County Assessor and do some searching. The senior, basically, you have to be over 65 and live in the property, have lived in the property as of January 1 of that tax year. The freeze is a little bit more involved because you have to have proven that you've been living in the property for several years and have a certain income max. So they want to see, in order to file that paperwork, they want to see usually some tax documentation from the year prior, Social Security benefits, things of that nature, as well as an affidavit that shows how long you've been living in the property.
Now, the veterans one, probably one of the most rare exemptions.
Yeah.
When buyers looking at the taxes, it'll still reflect the full tax bill? They're just exempt from that? Or how
A lot
does
of
that
times,
read?
yeah, in a lot of cases, you'll see a bill that's zero or incredibly low, $50, $100, something like that, and that's because it's taken off of the assessed value of that property before the calculation comes into place. Play on the bill. You can still go, specifically in Cook County, on the Treasurer's website and punch in the PIN or search for the address and then punch in the PIN and get the full tax bill that you could back out those values to basically then come back to what the bill would be if you weren't applying that veterans discount, so that you can inform your client, or as a homeowner you can find for yourself what you can expect that bill to be around if when in the following tax year the bill doesn't apply.
How about talk a little bit about can you go back in time? Let's say you live in the property, it's your primary residence, and you haven't filed a homeowner's exemption. Are you allowed to go back and recoup any of that money, or no?
You can actually. There's a certificate of error that you can file. Basically, retroactively, the county will go back 3 years.
Wow.
You can file prior years by either going into an assessor's office or filing some documents online that you can find on the assessor's website. And by filing those, they basically will, once you prove that you've been living there and that you qualified for it, they will cut you a check and mail it to you for your overage of taxes paid.
Okay. And I know that obviously you can go on the county assessor's website and look and see what the values of those exemptions are in the event that they're on the property. Is there any rule of thumb for what a senior exemption is worth? A homeowner's exemption, I know the freeze would be dependent on when it was frozen.
Right.
Is there any rule of thumb, or is it totally?
It's all math based on the tax rate of that particular township and county. So the bigger the bill, most likely proportionately, you'll see the bigger the exemptions too. That's why you see some towns in Cook County that are notorious for having higher taxes, 12 and 13,000 taxes, also have a very large, $2,000, $2,500 homeowner exemption because the tax rate's higher. In a lower tax rate, lower tax percentage, it could be $400 to $500 savings.
Got it. So everything's based on the assessed value, not what it's sold for.
No.
But the sold value plays a part in determining the taxes, would you say?
It would, yeah. I mean, the county takes their own value judgment, but whatever the county online estimates its market value to be, it's 10% of that. So if they estimate a property is worth $100,000, then it's 10% of that is what the assessed value is, and then that 10,000 is used in a formula with the equalization factor and the multiplier to come up with the actual taxes.
They couldn't make it simple.
I know, right?
Huh?
It's like Professor Nico over here, but yeah, it's I mean, basically, it's three numbers that you need to know to kind of come to an idea of what that tax bill will end up being.
All right, cool. Well, there you go. There you go, guys. You can see he's the pro. Any questions in regards to real estate taxes, what your bill's going to be, definitely reach out to Nico. If you have any questions regarding anything else, real estate, buying, selling, renting, investing, reach out to myself, Steve Budzik with iCandy Realty. We'll see you on the next one.
See you.